that could boost our viewers right there.
Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles. As Curtis chomps away on his chips for the misophonics in the crowd. Yeah, my son would have come at you with a knife by now. Cool. All right, so let's see here. We are ready to roll. So when we were last here, I should mention this is episode, I believe, 37, season 1, 37, season 1, episode 37, and I believe the title of this one is these ain't no Funhouse clowns, or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to be clever. This is I think chapter 5 of the Defiance and Phlan series. So good times. All right. So when we were last here, you guys were battling some Gricks. You'd laid waste to one. In the process, I believe Tempe, in a glorious electrified arrow shot, fried the Grick, but also inadvertently fried the characters around the Grick, or maybe it was a calculated risk, and took down a Glory, who's has 3 saving throws. So good times on that. Let me move this stuff out of the way.
I successfully did my first saving throw. I just have 2 more now that I have to do.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah. My first one was successful, so I just need 2 more.
Interesting. It's not marked as successful.
Someone needs to go back and watch the YouTube videos.
I remember that happening.
Oh yeah, you do. It is saved. Yeah, I don't know why it's not registered on your token. The character sheet does not lie though. Yeah, so you're right. You did succeed the first save. So hooray for you. And then that left us. We went to the top of the round, and this is where you discovered a third Grick named Grukel, right? Because of my lack of creative naming. And this Grukel is going to start making his way over. It is his turn. Now.
Oh, I don't see my map either, sorry.
All right, well, we can take care of that. Hold on one second. Sharing. All right, so Grukel sort of makes his way over. I don't see what's the reach of the tentacles? 5 feet, so not far enough. So this Grick named Grukel, that's tough to say, sort of creeping his way over towards all of this chaos, right? For his turn, you see him pass this pulsing obelisk, and he's just beyond Vinola Leadstopper's cage, right? So it looks like you're probably okay this turn. But he will come upon your party all bundled up in a nice pile, probably next round. So we are at the top of the round, and as you remember, because we re-rolled initiative, right, before we left, right, because we restack it every round. This is now restacked as it is, and at the top of the round, you guys have a chance to do 2 things. One, ask any questions around what do I hear, what do I see, what do I know, blah blah blah. It's your sort of investigation time, just not a long time, but a little investigation time. And then it's sort of based on what's happening, the stack order, what you now have found out, and what you've learned, a quick regroup as a party, saying, okay, here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to open up the floor to any questions. This is not turn-based. This is just ask what you want to ask.
What do we know about the cage holding Valona? Do we need to roll an investigation check to learn more about it? Like, does it have a keypad lock? What's the
observationally? Yeah, observationally. Are you in Tempe? Unfortunately, you can't ask that question. You're not in the room. So to be fair, it has to be within. So Alexandria, Dinjarin, Tyros, and almost Tempe. you guys
close.
are, Tempe, you have hallway questions you can ask. The rest of them have
Alright,
like
cool.
through the doorway questions. Gloria, you can't actually contribute or say anything, right? You're right now communing with your god, making deals. Stephanos and Rilo can both ask things. So I can tell you right now, Rilo, at the top of this round, he sees Glory has fallen. He sees between him and the other Grick, he sees his daughter. So his sort of line of defense is going to go and be to protect his daughter, because he doesn't know if the Grick is going for his daughter or if it's going for the party, right? That leaves Stephanos if you have any questions for the Funhouse room.
Right. How do we get into that cage? Are we able to tell? Just kind of following Adam's question.
Yeah. So yeah, the cage is locked with just a normal locking mechanism, a little padlock. You do not think that it would be tough to break the lock, even without a key. But it's strong enough that she's not going to be able to get out of the cage. And it leads you to believe this is sort of purposefully here, like in the middle of the room. And these Gricks have come from all sides, so it leads you to believe that this was a place that they would use to torment the prisoners and scare them into madness.
And then, second question: what do these obelisks have to do with the bricks?
You would have to do an Arcana check.
Okay. Is it the AC?
No, Arcana. It's in your skills.
Oh, skills. Arcana. Oh, wrong one. I'm trying to roll sorry. Is it on the map? I'm rolling the die, but it's not doing anything.
Under your skills? And
Yes.
you drag the die under, so let me drag it for you and see what happens. It rolls for me.
Huh.
So I'll go ahead and roll it for you. And so you got a 21. Yeah, so your knowledge of the magics. You're taking a look at these obelisks. They're not particularly tall. But you see that this light sort of pulses about 5 feet on each side of the obelisk, right? This energy is most definitely magical. And you're not quite close enough to know what happens if you were to get within that range. But you do know that something, it'll affect you in some way, shape, or form. What else? And it just sort of like observationally, with not even needing the Arcana roll, it doesn't look like these pillars are too sturdy.
Okay, so we could potentially knock them down if needed.
Potentially, yeah. All right, so now you know what you know. As a group, you guys can sort of what's your strategy for this round? I mean, I know that Glory's is to not die.
Same for me. So if anyone can deal with this Grick on my left on their turn, would be helpful. And
Awesome.
someone take the larger one on the right.
Yeah. So interestingly, what is that Grick? That's Grickle, right? Yeah, Grickle. So the way this will play out is Dinjarin, you'll have a turn, and then it's Grickle's turn. And then it's Rylo's turn, and then Tyros. So, this looks like this Grickle's going to get a crack at you once, unless some really amazing moments happen right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and advance things, right? My computer dies. My goal is to live and go to the statue and investigate. My theory is these pillars need to. Yeah. So, Glory's battery's dying because our MacBooks are awesome. So we will see through that if that happens. Glory. All right. So next up is Dinjarin. And Dinjarin,
Sorry,
you have.
My thing wasn't going off mute for some reason. So I have no range weapons. The most I could do is just try to pin. Sorry, there's a lot of music happening here. I'm blessed and
You were blessed.
all sorts of things. So I am just going to try to get in to help. Is there enough room for me to get past Tempe? Or
Yeah, you can squeeze past. It's at 5 feet, and you guys are not 5 feet wide.
So I'm trying to get to as close to the wall so I'm out of the way of his bow too, but it didn't really do it. So
And you don't have ranged weapons, correct?
I am not a range fighter. No, unfortunately.
Yeah, the closest
Don't
you have
get
is
too
this.
close to the Grickles.
But what I can do is oh wait, actually I don't know. Hold on, let me check something. I don't know the distance of this.
The chain.
Range up to 60 feet. Okay, what I will do is I will cast or well, do I have to take an action to cast a bonus action, or if my movement is it, can I still use my bonus action as my main action?
Yeah, I mean that would just be your action then.
Okay, yeah, because I have a spell and it says it's a bonus action, but since I really can't do anything.
Well, I mean, so your
So
action your action could be ready.
Oh,
And then your
yeah, I
bonus
guess
action.
I will do that then. I will get ready just in case as my action.
Okay, so the readiness is if
I'm
what
holding-
happens.
Yeah, if one of the Grickles, I'm guessing as ready, I can't run towards something to attack it. It's only if it comes to me, right? So if one of the Gricks comes over towards me or Tempe to try to get out the door, I'm going to be ready and just attack it as much as with all my strength.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action of Shield of Faith. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I can use it.
So let me before you do that, let me throw something out there that I don't think maybe you guys have been taken advantage of. You can actually do a dash, which is move twice your distance, but that takes up your action. Right? So arguably you can move 60 feet, and then you would still have your bonus action on top of that.
But that would be it.
That would be it.
Got it. Okay. Well, I already moved, so.
No, I'm saying if you wanted to move another 30 feet, I'm just telling you, like, for the future, for any of you, if you're trying to get someplace quickly, you can basically sprint, like do a dash, move twice the distance, but then you don't get an action. Like that, your action is like move 30 feet, and then your other action is move 30 more feet. That's what it turns out to be.
Got it. So I'm going to use my Shield of Faith on Stephanos, and that should bump her.
Do you have to be next to her?
Anyone within 60 feet.
Cool.
Does a dash give a disadvantage to any creature next to you that wants to, like, no? Well, dang.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the end of.
So Stephanos, who's down here, she now is. Let me just make sure that she has the effect. And what effect should she have?
Her armor class should have been raised by 2 points.
Yep, it is. So she's up 2 points. Awesome. Cool.
Thank
So end your turn. And it's coming. So the Grick. Uh-oh, I'm locked up. The Grick pulls back its tentacles and exposes its giant bird-like beak, which is an odd thing to see. And comes down upon Stephanos and does hit despite the blessing or the bonus. Oop! I almost rolled way more damage than you should have gotten. So, and what happens to Stephanos is the best case scenario. So, awesome. So the damage is 3. Stephanos is in the middle of a concentration spell, if I'm not mistaken, right? And succeeded. So she did. I'm trying to understand what happened here. One moment, Stephanos. Oh, because of the bless. Yeah, you gotta. All right, so yeah, your bless also helped you out, so you're good to go. Bless is a pretty cool thing. We haven't really leveraged that too much.
Absolutely.
And with that, the Grickle, the Grickle is going to stay within melee range, so you won't get an opportunity attack, but it's gonna come and sort of split the distance between you guys, so they can do.
Since I was at ready, and it came over near me.
Yeah.
Go attack.
Guess who forgot you were readied? Yeah, you get to do your readied attack, which is a super bummer because I had forgotten that.
All right. Well, let's hope this does something fun.
I think the Grick would have still not known that either. So, Stephanos, what are you doing?
Right.
Did you just
Sorry,
cast?
I was trying to look up the information, but I don't think
Yeah.
I'm clicking the UI correctly.
No, you click that little nub looking thing. Let me see. Did you do so? No, you just said it. You didn't do anything with it. Okay, good.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you didn't buff yourself.
Okay.
Should I go for the attack? The ready?
Go for the attack.
Stephanos?
Yeah. No, she doesn't get an attack. Jeez, by 10.
And that means. Oh.
So partially
All right.
resisted. So yeah, you did some damage, but still some ways to go here. All right. So yeah, I got to end the Grickle's turn. This brings us to Rilo. So Rilo, let's see, does he have anything? He's gonna go take care of his daughter for sure. Main. Okay, yeah. So he's gonna take care of his daughter, but before he does, he's gonna spin around and with his longbow attack the Grickle behind him, and does hit. Does a little bit of damage, just one, and then he's going to run around to here and run a little interference for his daughter, and he calls back to the rest of you that he wants you to come assist, right? So he's like,
yeah, help, please, give me aid, help me protect my daughter.
So, he's done his part, but he's also getting ready to take on Grickle. And that ends his turn, moving us to the Blessed Tyros.
I'm going to go in here and try and help out everybody else with this Grickle, because they seem to be a real pain to put down. So I'm going to come to here, and as I'm sauntering into the room, I pull out my rapier.
Well, you gotta wait for you to saunter. I think you hit the wall. There you go. We got a real party going on here in this hallway.
All right.
Oh, you guys have the blessing. How long does the bless last, Stephanos?
It was 10 minutes, which I think you said was
10 rounds.
I don't know how many rounds.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it's the whole battle, basically.
Awesome.
Each round is roughly 6 seconds. So 10 minutes would be, a lot. 100 rounds. Something like that. Cool. So, you did some serious damage. It was partially resisted. You guys are picking up on the fact that, bludgeoning these Gricks is not super effective. But it is, you're chiseling away a little at a time.
All right, and with that, I will end my turn.
So the third of the blessed characters make their way, into the Funhouse. You have room to squeeze between Dinjarin and Tyros. You would have to wedge yourself up against the column, just so you know.
Yeah.
If you want to go for ranged, I will give you. You have line of sight unless you fumble, in which case, we'll figure out which of the other characters you hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if I hit, I'll hit the other characters because we're all crammed in. So maybe I'll try and wedge my way through and hit the other Grickle.
No, I think that
dwarf.
Yeah, no, I think at that
line of sight.
No, what I'm saying is, I think at that distance, you're literally like raising your bow between them. Like you could just move up, like.
But he has the lightning.
Right, I have the lightning. Shot. So.
Does that take an action to turn off?
Everybody gets hit.
Gotcha.
It lasts for a minute. It lasts for. I could look it up, but I'm still have lightning arrow.
Okay.
All right, so let me see. I'm sure this will give it an opportunity attack.
No, because you're not moving away from it. You're moving next to it. So
Okay.
split you. So you're right there.
15 more.
Oh, so if you're moving away farther, then yes, it will.
Yeah.
It will have opportunity.
Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna go for the other one.
So it's going to attack you with its melee. Which one is this? This is Grickle. Grickle. Where's Grickle? There he is. So yeah, he's going to reach at you with his tentacles as you fling by. And let's see what happens. And he does get you. So as you're coming by, the one of the tentacles like makes contact with you. Look at that, and you were reduced. So you got your blessing saved you a little damage. The good news is this is not his turn, because with tentacles he would have multi-attack, but because this is just an opportunity attack, right. he just made a reach for you. So you are there. All right. And are you going to shoot through Rilo?
Over Rilo? Yeah.
All right. You do not have line of sight. Like, he is short, so I can give you an you can call the shot, but if you're going to call the shot, you're going to do it with a -2.
Okay. Calling my shot. So do I do disadvantage or just click -2?
-2.
Even if I miss, I'll hit it.
All right. So, Rilo, sort of reads the room and sort of ducks down as your arrow flies over his head, and does it indeed connect with Grukel.
Awesome. Okay, so I think I get 4d8s. If memory serves me, but I'll look it up real quick. Okay. Target takes 4d8 lightning damage on a hit. And whether I hit or miss, each creature within 10 feet of the target must take dexterity, blah, blah, blah. So no one's in range, so I got 4d8s. Okay. So wait, what was the trick to throwing all 4 at once, you guys?
I think you have a right click on the D8 and just keep clicking until you have 4, and then just roll it over the creature.
Oh, you can just drag that. You don't have to drag
Actually,
from your actions window. You can drag it right from just the dice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that did not work. That's what I thought. You have to do it from the action.
No. If you do it, you have to drag it over the character.
I tried that and nothing happened.
Oh, really?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the 4 damage on him anyway. But I think you can do the same thing that Curtis was talking about by stacking by right clicking on top of the dice in the action thing too. You guys can try that.
I did do that. That worked. Yeah.
Yeah, because without that, it wouldn't take into account any bonuses or anything, Curtis. Just for future reference. Which one is this? This is Grukel. Grukel, I think, is at the top here. So he is now down by 14.
And let me see if there's any other effects.
That wasn't enough, Elf.
Whoa, guys. Are any of you concerned that these worm things are talking? Am I the only one am I the only one who heard that?
I just heard this guttural sound.
Yeah, they're not super clear. And now I'm going back and going like, wait a minute, I believe these things can speak.
As when you cast this spell using a spell slot of the 4th level or higher, the damage for both effects of the spell increases by 1d8 for each slot level above 3rd.
Okay, so was that where you got the 4 from, or no?
The 4 is from a baseline, and then I guess if I'm at a level 4, I would get 1 more.
Okay. Then roll 1 more. Just roll it into the chat window, and I can reduce it by that much.
Yeah.
All right, -3. So that put it at 17. And he's got some boo-boos. And indeed, Dinjarin, any words you may have heard was your mind playing tricks on you, because what you're just hearing is guttural noises.
Because you can't understand us.
So Stephanos has survived to her turn.
Awesome. I would like to take this turn to use my Prayer of Healing, a spell. Prayer of Healing, spell level 2, and this allows me to heal up to 6 creatures.
Oh, interesting.
And so, can I apply this to myself, with everyone around me?
I believe.
And I believe also Rilo.
Rilo, how close does he have to be?
What does this say? The summary says 10m30 vi. I actually don't know how to read that.
Hold on, let me look. Which one is this? This is the
Prayer of Healing.
Prayer of Healing, you said?
Prayer.
Okay, 1 second. 30 feet. So you cannot reach him, I don't think. Wait, 5, 10, 15. Oh, yes, you can reach him.
Excellent.
So you'd be able to heal. Does it discriminate, or is it anything within range?
No, I think it's my choice. So, okay. Myself, Tempe, Glory, and Rilo. And
okay.
So.
So, you each get back 13, correct? Is that correct?
Regain 2d8 plus an ability, and then I don't know what mod means, but mod is plus 1d8 HP.
Hold on. Of healing. Okay. Up to 6 creatures of your choice, 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So 2d8 plus. All right, and what is your modifier? Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna give you back. Let's put you at 5. And you said, and this puts you all the way back, Tempe. And this puts, let's see, you said Rilo as well, right?
Rilo and Glory.
And that gives him, he's back completely. And then Glory. Where's Glory? Down here. Because they're back at 13. And then 3 more. So Glory is like sort of comes back to consciousness. She's still hurt, but she's no longer dying. So you've brought her back into the battle.
Okay.
Good timing.
Am I able to move after that?
You're able to move, but the Grick will have an opportunity attack on you.
Right. I'm going to move towards the obelisk on my left.
Okay. So go ahead. And then I will roll damage on you. Okay, so here's what happens. So as you're running away, he's going to try the Grickle. I gotta make sure I use the right one. Grickle reaches out with his tentacle to attack you. Oh, so close, yet so far. And you see this tentacle sort of whip, whip just beyond you. Here, you can sort of go pop as this thing desperately tries to grasp for you. But you made it over to the obelisk. So I need you right now. So as you approach this obelisk, you hear some sizzling, and suddenly feel a pulse of magical energy hit you. And I need you to do a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. So under Wisdom, it's on your main tab.
Wisdom.
Yep. Dang it. So you did save, and what you've learned is this: with this magic, it will frighten you. So if you get within 5 feet of this pillar, the pillar is going to try to scare you, right? It'll put you into a frightened state, which means that all your attacks are with disadvantage.
Damn it.
Yep. So you're good to go though. So you succeeded, right? So you were not frightened. And you're up against this obelisk.
Perfect.
Right. And so you've taken your action, you've done your move, and you've lived to tell your tale. This brings us to Alexandria, who is poisoned.
Cool.
So,
Sick.
Yep. So you need to roll, if I'm not mistaken. You need to roll. 1 second. Poisoned. Does anyone remember what she needs to roll?
I believe I don't have to roll anything. I just have disadvantage on all of my rolls.
Oh, that's right. That's for this poison. Yeah, you have disadvantage. So you have to just roll with disadvantage, and then this poison will go away at the end of a short rest, unless someone has cure poison.
Well, if anyone has cure poison,
do you have it in your inventory?
Appreciate it.
You guys have been amassing all sorts of things.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't see anything in there for you.
Yeah, all the time we spent at the shop and not a single cure poison was purchased.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not a lot of good options for me. I want to go attack the Grickle, but like the hallway is totally clogged.
Yeah.
I could try to dash around it, but I'm pretty sure it would get an opportunity attack. Yeah,
you could dash.
Can I?
You could dash next to it. You could, as long as you don't leave its melee, it doesn't get opportunity. However, you do become one of the potential targets for it.
You could also try picking the lock for the door, because we are locked in.
You're locked in? The door, the door to the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been seeing, right, that like just hitting it isn't that effective, right? And all I have is hit. Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna give you about 3 more seconds to tell me what you're doing, and your turn's over. And them's the rules.
Okay. I'm going to go stand in between these two fine folks right here, Dinjarin and Tyros.
Right. I'll get you there. Hold on.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I gotta get you in the doorway. Oh, I closed the door. Hold on. My bad. There we go. Wait, now that I just closed the door? Dang it. Okay, now you can go through. There we go. We've got ourselves a real party here, guys. Like just for all intents and purposes, just so we can see, you're literally between them. You guys, by the way, are in like elbow to elbow at this point. You guys are gonna have to roll with disadvantage because you're literally on top of each other.
I have to roll with double disadvantage, or is it just the same?
Well, you already have disadvantage. So like you're already disadvantaged because you're poisoned.
Okay. Well, someone should move next turn.
Yeah, I don't think there's such a thing as double disadvantage.
I have to roll 3 and take the worst one. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right. So you hit.
Still hit.
And what are you hitting with, by the way? The dagger of.
I'm hitting with the dagger. It's just not poisoned or anything. I can only do that, I think, once per day.
Yep.
And let's roll some damage. Did some good damage. Okay, I can attack another time. Doing some monk stuff.
Some monk stuff.
Hit again, and
and you drop it.
Yeah, stick. Yeah, that's my turn.
So you guys are all like in close quarters, and you guys see Alexandria sort of like hitting at this Gricker like this, but manages to lay it out and sort of splay its innards so that they're now outards. And that, I believe, is all of your turn, correct?
Yep.
I mean, unless you want to go like 6 or 7 more times. All right, so Glory.
I'm good.
I think you're with us, right, Glory?
I have 5% left, so I'm going to tell you what I want to do or what I think I can do, and you can do what you will with it.
Okay.
Oh wait, did you kill Grickle?
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So Grickle is down, like Rilo is to the south.
All right. What I want to do is go to the other tower, which is over here.
Okay.
And then I want to. So I can do 3. 5, can I do 30 or 35?
You can do 30. 30.
30,
but you moved within 5 feet of it, so I need you to roll.
Okay.
I need you to roll a Wisdom saving throw, which is on your main tab.
Okay.
And it's on.
There it is.
Yeah. And you got lucky, so you are also not frightened.
Sweet. And then I have no line of sight to Gruckle. And I have to wait until the top of the hour. At the top of the hour, I want to know if I can sense any communication between the towers.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that at the top of the round.
Yep. Okay, because I'm probably gonna die, so I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, no, never mind. I was gonna do a potion.
No,
healing.
yeah, go ahead. You can do that.
Okay, because that would be my action instead. So I gotta go to my inventory, and then where are you? Potion of healing, and then
drag it onto yourself.
what do I? Okay.
Or you can just go into your actions. It's easier to go into your actions and do it.
Yeah. Did I do it?
I saw nothing. Do you want me to do it for you?
Yes, please.
All right. So heal self. All right. So you did 7. You took the potion of healing, and it took you to, you got 7 hit points back, which is pretty good. So you're now
Awesome.
no longer heavily damaged. You're just moderately damaged, which will
Awesome.
allow you
Thank
to
you.
fight another day. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So Vanola's turn. She sees her father, and she's tears well in her eyes, and she's sort of beside herself, and she sees hope, but you can see deeply into her eyes that like this will have a lasting impact. She may need some therapy after this. All right, this brings us to the top of the round. Gloria, you wanted to know a thing, correct?
Yeah, she said she wanted to know if all the obelisks were talking or communicating with each other. Is what she said.
Yeah.
Wait,
So, who said wait?
Are we still in combat?
You are. It's at the top of the round.
Grukel's alive. Okay,
Yes.
never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, so she died, like right in thing. So the bottom line is for her, she will roll an Arcana check. I will do this for her. Arcana. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Yeah. So, so she channels her inner wisdom and susses out that these things are magical. They have one job to do, and it's to instill fear in those who get too close. And you wager that this was these were placed sort of near hiding spaces in the funhouse, so the guards may have had some fun basically watching the prisoners try to find hiding places, knowing that any place they would go would double down on their fear, right, and drive them deeper into madness. So these guards are kind of assholes. All right, so you're at the top of the round. Do you guys want me to roll initiative for all of you, or do you want me to do it?
Correction.
What's that?
The guards were assholes. They're no longer.
That's true.
Around.
They were assholes. So do you want me to roll initiatives for everyone, or you guys love the joy of doing it yourself?
I'll do it
You
myself.
can roll for us.
So okay, so everyone do it yourself. If one does it themselves, then everybody has to do it themselves. And I will roll glories for her. And look at that. See how this changed the order of things. So now you've restacked. Grukel is no longer the number 1. It's the number 3, I believe. Get to the top of the round. Blessed. All right. So Tempe, we're at the top of the round. This is the want to know stuff moment, or any strategic plans. What are you guys going to do as a group?
Well, I think we take care of the Grick, and then we worry about getting the girl out of the cage.
So is that what the party's going to do? You guys going to swarm on Grukel?
Well, I want to know is there?
Obelisk.
I also want to know is there an easy way to open the cage, or is the cage locked? Is there a lock on the cage, or is there some lever or something somewhere that will lift the cage up?
Yeah, it seemed pretty easy to open based on our earlier investigation.
Yeah, from what you understand, a good whack with the lock will probably open it up.
Okay, sorry, I was in the other room, so I didn't know all that.
No worries. All right. So you guys are gonna swarm?
Well, I'll take a shot first.
All right. Same deal as before. You're gonna do it with
Yeah,
disadvantage.
I'm just wondering if there's anywhere I could move that would make it
Yeah.
easier.
I'm not gonna. I won't move you here permanently, but I'm saying like here. Wait. Oh, went too far.
I was like, yeah. Like
There's
right, yeah, I was thinking right below the column.
like there. You want me to drop you?
Yeah.
That is line of sight.
Awesome.
Oh, I do have another thing I wanted to know. Are
Before we
the
start.
Gricks affected by the obelisks as well?
Roll Arcana. I'm going ahead and looting these guys for you just while we're sitting here.
I don't have a good Arcana, so.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Duh.
Yeah, you're like this seems so odd to me. Ooh, pretty flashing lights. Yeah, so you have no idea. Any other scheming that's going to happen, or are we going to just plow forward?
I'm going to plow forward.
I have a
Well-
+3 on Arcana. Should I ask the same question that Curtis asked?
You can,
Let me
and
do
you're
that.
right up against it. So go ahead and roll Arcana. Good enough to know that these seem to sort of magically be focused on the prisoners, right? So these aren't really going to impact the Gricks. But on the plus side, you don't sense any magic that's going to give them any advantage other than terrifying their victims. Awesome. If there's no more questions,
They're terrifying.
then your plan was to swarm. I think Glory's plan was to, what did she say? Investigate. What did she say? Oh, she already investigated. So she already knew what she needed to know. We can play her. Like, do you guys think for her part of this, will it be destroying the obelisk, trying to understand the obelisk, or making, maybe circumnavigating the columns and coming up from behind? Like, what do you guys think her plan is as a group? And then we'll start.
She would probably try to understand the obelisk.
Okay,
Definitely.
Yeah.
sounds good. All right, so then Tempe, you are up. You have 5 to 7 seconds to do your thing. That doesn't mean just like to start to do your thing. It doesn't mean that your turn has to be over in 5 to 7 seconds.
Well, we know what I'm going to do.
All right, so as long as you don't fumble. So you miss, which is at least it was not a fumble. It did not attack. Oh, you were line of sight, so it didn't matter. You're good to go. Sadly, that was that. You have 5, 10, 15. You have another 15 feet to move if you would like to.
I'll move over towards Glory.
All right, makes sense. All right. Then your turn is over. So the Grukel is going to come up and sort of wedge itself right here, and then attack with its tentacles, which is a multi-attack. So if it hits, it will attack with its beak. Oh, and it does hit the father hard. So you see Vinola's eyes get big as her father is sort of engulfed in these tentacles. And she sees her dad sort of like his stomach sort of open up and begin to ooze out some blood. His eyes get big and they make eye contact, and it's that movie moment where like, what's going to happen next? Well, as that's happening, from behind him, the beak comes down upon his head. Also hits. And he just, like eyes get super big, falls to his knees, and just like sort of slumps against the cage, sort of bleeding out as his daughter just like gapes in sort of disbelief at what's happening to her father. Super depressing. And so Vinola has no weapons. 1 second. Has no weapons, no healing potions, nothing she can do. But you see her reach a hand through and take the hand of her father and try to, affirm that things will indeed be okay. Alexandria, you're up. Excuse me.
All right. Let's make it happen.
I said good. That's a t-shirt right there. Let's make it happen.
Am I in melee range if I'm like... I don't suppose that the ceilings are higher in here, are they?
Glad you asked. Indeed they are. So,
Ooh.
yes. You cannot fly and hover, but you can definitely sort of do the turkey trot, run and fly. So yeah, you can.
All right, I'm gonna turkey trot. I assume that'll at least give me like the extra 5. That I need
it'll give you
to
the full
into melee range.
It'll give you the full distance, but the idea is that you couldn't be in flight and stay in flight. You'd have to.
All right.
So
I'm turkey trotting over here to Grukel. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. Oh, did I? I'm not sure if I.
You
I don't
missed.
think that rolled 2 dice actually. Did that roll 2?
You rolled 1.
Okay, whatever.
Was it supposed to roll 2?
Yeah, because it should roll 2, right? Because I have disadvantage.
Oh. Yeah. So I guess you had to roll with disadvantage.
All right. Well, would have missed either way. I'll take my second attack, I guess.
And that one's a hit.
Cool. Let's do it. Some nice, reasonable damage.
So, how far did you move?
I moved 40 feet.
All right, and what is your range of 50? So you have 10 feet left. You could move to the other side, but if you move, you can move to the other side. But if you move away, he'll get an opportunity attack. Just so you know.
I could disengage, but I'm actually gonna stay here. I want to maybe draw the Grukel's fire from Rilo. Yeah, and my AC is pretty high, so I'll hang out.
All right. All right, Mr. Dinjarin.
All right. I think I'm going to try this dash thing you talked about.
All right. Where are you dashing to?
And I'm going to come up right... Oh, I guess I don't have to dash. Look at that. Hey. Look at that.
I can't see. There he is.
It's within my range anyways.
Oh, yeah. You are so lucky. That is within 5 feet, barely. You guys barely overlap. Now, you guys, again, are, all up on each other again. So you have a crumpled Rilo. You have Alexandria right there. Depending on what your strike is, if you fumble, you may hit one of those two. But it's only if you fumble.
I'm actually not going to attack this time because we have a liability right now. So I am going to give Rilo one of my potions of healing. Do I just drag it onto him?
Yep. You just drag the healing. Not the potion. You just drag in your action. You heal him. You're going to heal him, right?
Well, I'm using the potion of healing. Yeah.
Yeah. So in your actions, under your potions of healing,
do I drag the plus icon or the effect icon? Because there's 2 different icons for some reason.
It's the plus. Just drag that plus onto him.
Okay.
So, his daughter has his hand and sees you, gently, out of character for you, like pour this potion of healing into his mouth, and the sparkly swirls, and maybe you hear some bells, and like this guy sort of gets up, grabs onto the cage, and he's now standing, still a little hurt, but feeling ready to go.
And then I have two other things I'm going to do. First, I'm going to use my bonus action of Harness Divine Power so I can regain a spell slot.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that.
And is that your action?
No, that's a bonus action. My action was healing Rilo.
Okay.
So I get a spell slot back. Then I'm going to tell Rilo to get his ass ready to attack again when time comes. You got to shake that off, man. And that's the end of my turn.
I will do so, Elf. Much appreciated.
All right, and this brings us to Gloria, and you guys said that she would investigate the obelisk. Is that correct?
Yes.
So she's going to roll another Arcana and see. I don't know. She's going to do an investigation, I think, to see if there's anything else that she might learn about this thing. Oops! Again, I threw the wrong thing down. So she studies it and honestly comes away with not much. This is her action, by the way, because it's happening in combat. Yeah, like even with a weak 7, she's still pretty convinced that like after all of you guys have studied these things, they're for fear. Like full stop. There's no forbidden knowledge here. These are some cruel guards who set up a cruel system to do cruel things to people, right? So, I mean, and ironically, they named it the Funhouse, right? So, that ends her turn. All right, and we got Tied to the Roast.
Yeah, there is not a whole heck of a lot I can do here. I'm just counting my moves. 10. Nowhere I can move where I'm going to get a clear shot against this Grick. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a dash and go back to the guards room and see if there's anything I can find hiding there.
All right. So head back in.
So got to do 5 there.
All right.
And then 55. So I can do 30, and if I do a dash, that means I can do 60, right?
Yep. But then that's your action, yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Boy, that's a pokey move on my end. I don't know about what it's looking like for you. All right, so you have now moved. And that is your action.
And that's my action.
All right, so, Rilo, so Rilo pulls out his short sword and, squares up against the Grick. And at close range, he has multi-attack. So he's going to attack with the short sword, plunging it into the Grick. And misses. But not to be thwarted, spins around like a ballerina and tries to bring it across the Grick's neck. And again, misses. So, it looks really like this little gnome is just putting on a performance and dancing, right? Alas, amounting in nothing. But he holds his ground and squares up and, is feeling pretty good. Stephanos.
Now that I guess, since Laura did her investigation and there's nothing going on with these obelisks, I'm going to move closer to the action. To this cage.
All right.
I'm actually here. And I guess I'm wondering if I should break the lock.
Go for it. If you want, that'll be your action if you want. So what you see, Vinola is in really bad shape, right? She's slumped in the bottom of her cage. Doesn't look like she could probably walk on her own. And she's super, super, super upset, right? She just watched her dad almost be killed. She's been tortured. Lots of bad stuff's going on. Just sort of you sort of read the room. Maybe getting her out of this cage, away from the fight, might be a good thing.
Can I actually take my action as giving her a healing potion? Can I give her a healing potion?
So she's not. She's weak, but not. The healing potions aren't going to really do much good on her.
Okay.
Right. Like she's not injured. She's just sort of psychologically damaged and can't really walk on her own. It's more like think trauma.
Okay.
Like psychological, not blunt force.
Right. I think I need to take her out of this cage.
So just roll a d20.
D20.
And that'll, because you want to break the lock, right?
Right.
Yep. And you only need a 5 or greater. I'm sorry, more than a 5. 1 through 5 will not break it. It's in the bottom below your chat window. D20.
D20. I don't actually see D20 on the bottom of the chat window.
No, it's the dice. There's the dice that says a 20 on it.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So you pull out your weapon and you give it a nice. I think you give it a nice thunk right onto the thing, and you hear this thing open up, and there you go. Like it's open, and Vinola sort of slumps forward into your arms, and it's just sort of laying there.
I got you.
So she's still sort of not of her right mind, does not know you, probably feels some comfort, but you're going to have to sort of carry her out. It's sort of gnome and gnome. It's going to be a little tougher unless you get some help. But I think that you could drag her. So how far did you move down? So was that your full move?
I moved 30.
Yeah. So which is actually, in retrospect, you should only be able to move 25.
Oh.
So let me see. Let me double check to see if that's. Yeah, arguably. So I'll let it stand. Yeah. So you don't have any movement left, but the cage is open, you guys, now. So you can pull her to safety.
Okay.
Send in Tyros. He's got history with trauma patients.
All right. This brings us to the next round. So
decided to go looting.
are you guys going to? I need you guys to roll for initiative again, or I can do it all for you. It's up to you. All right, you guys are doing it yourself. Glory. All right, Glory, initiative. I gotta roll her first. And then I'm gonna roll the bad guys' initiative. All right. So this time around, it's a little unfair. You guys are way up at the top, and the Grukel is way at the bottom. So the Grukel will be, or the Grick will be the last to go. Top of the round, Tyros. Will you start the round now that we've restacked?
By the way, just out of character, I really like the pace of the re-rolling on each initiative. I think this is working really well.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I think so too. It makes it interesting, right? So, you are surrounded by loot. I'll go ahead and click into it for you. So you loot Phlan. This will all just be one action. And you find a torch and some rations. Not even any gold. This guy was a jerk. Added it to the party inventory. Next you do ham bone. And you find again some rations in the torch. Like these guys were kind of off duty, so they're not really carrying anything exciting. I got to move you out of the way so then you can loot everyone's favorite character, Snoopy. So this poor dog, you guys hear this sort of this disgusting sort of slashing sound, and you hear Tyros sort of pulling the dog's teeth out, and then he walks away with the hide of Snoopy and his teeth. So adding that to your inventory. On one of the guards, you do see a key that goes to that cage that's in the other room. And on that note, that is that. I think you have all of your movement left. Let me put you back where you were.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk my way into the room here.
All right. Into the room. So you hop into the room. And what do you see, you might ask yourself? Well, let me tell you. You see a table and some chairs. They dominate the center of the room, or off to the right there. A couple of bunks line the wall, and sort of a small cooking stove in a corner. This is sort of a makeshift guard room where they sort of hang out, play their games, and spend times bonding between torturing prisoners that they bring to this funhouse. Other than that, you find nothing of interest in this room.
No money on the card table at all?
No, those are just cards and wooden coins for poker. You do admire that at least one of the guards had enough OCD to make his bed. And that's all. That's it. And you have a little bit of movement out if you want to. Let's see. We went in 5, 10. You have like 5 feet left if you want to move back towards
5 feet. Yeah, I'm gonna move back towards the door.
All right.
I'd like to do an investigation check just to see if there might be like sort of a concealed doorway or something here.
Okay.
Like another way in.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll investigation. Yeah. So you do a thorough search of every inch of this room, and you use all your spidey sense to find anything that might be amiss, and there's nothing. It's just a room. As a matter of fact, you're a little surprised to find out that there's not even a door, another way out. So like this was a one failure point room. These guards may not have been the brightest.
Clearly. Okay, no, that's good. I will take my 5 feet and end my turn.
Awesome. And this brings us to Velona. Again, she's feeling pretty good about being rescued. Her senses are coming to her, but she's still sort of unable to walk. However, if you want to assist her, you get the feeling, Stephanos, that she can sort of make her way to the door if you'd like to start making your way there. You can move about half the distance together.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
All right, so she reaches an arm around you, and you go... Hold on. 15 feet. And you're with her. 15 feet. You're sort of leading her way. All right, so you guys are making your way out the door. That ends her turn. And this brings us to Rilo. Rilo's not done with the Gruckle. Again, takes his short sword. At least he tries to. Attacks with some heat this time, and does connect, and does a little bit of damage here. Let's see what he does. Not bad. So does 6 points of damage, partially resisted. So this guy, this thing is heavy, but he also has multi-attack, right? So he takes another whack at it, spins around, this time a little less fancy, maybe to his advantage. But alas, this time does not connect. Hangs tight, ends his turn. All right, this brings us to Glory. I would wager this time that she would engage, or you know what? I think Glory would go for coming around from behind.
Can Glory heal herself? I would imagine that would be
Yeah, she
high
could.
on the priority list.
There it is, right there. Yeah, so she's going to go around, and then she will go ahead, and I think that's a good call on her part. Let me look at her stuff. Does she have a potion of healing? She does have a potion of healing. So she takes the potion of healing, applies it to herself, gets herself back 8 points, and brings her back up to being sort of lightly damaged. There we go. And that ends her turn. This brings us to Alexandria.
All right. Yeah, nothing fancy. I'm just gonna attack the thing.
Attacking the thing.
Attacking the thing. Sorry, I was clicking the disadvantage button. I'm trying to play some fair D&D here.
No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate it.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry, that shouldn't count. I forgot to click it for the second one, so don't count that.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 misses. I'm just gonna, let's see. Can I give Rilo how's he doing?
He's lightly damaged. He's doing pretty okay.
All right. Well,
he sees you reaching for like a potion of healing, and he sort of holds his left hand up and says, I'm good, child. I'm good.
All right. Well, not much I can do then, so I'm just gonna hang out here more.
All right, Tempe, feeling all blessed. You are, man, I gotta move you for a second so I can see if you do not have actual line of sight to this thing.
I know.
And yeah,
what
so
if I move there?
You'll have to roll with disadvantage, and a fumble you'll potentially hit Alexandria or Rilo, but it's calculated risk.
All right. Well, I'll use my spike chain to lessen the damage, or not electrocute everyone again. Oh, fumble.
Okay.
Oh.
So, fun in the house, fun in the fun house is never fun. So you absolutely you take a shot at it, and for you, your target takes an immediate attack on you. But first, I need you to roll a D4. And a D, yeah. 2, so that would be Alexandria. So I need you to do a melee attack against Alexandria with the roll damage for whatever weapon you just used. This spike chain, you need to roll that damage on Alexandria.
Do I need to target Alexandria?
Just drag the damage, you just drag damage onto her.
There we go.
Yeah, so Alexandria, you see Tempe sort of, whip his chain around sort of this rock pillar, and his intentions, but at the last minute, that thing sort of whips around and smacks you on the beak, and does some light damage. You can see in his eyes, he's like, oh shit, right? And then that, I think, unless you want to move,
yeah,
that ends your turn. Now,
I'm gonna move.
Now, this thing will have an opportunity attack because you are within melee of it, therefore it's in melee of you. But it will have to strike with disadvantage as well. So it's your call.
Nah, never mind. I'll stay right there.
All right, then end your turn. So Stefanos, is it safe to assume you're going to continue your journey to the door?
Yes, I'm gonna take her out of this room with the obelisk, so hopefully her mental state will improve.
All right, so let me go, and you can move. I think 25, right? 25.
25. Yep.
There we go. And then you drag her along with you as your action. So I'll give you your full movement since all you're doing is this. All right, so you guys are there.
So sorry, you said that was my action too?
Or else you can only move half the distance because you're dragging her body. So do you want me to move you back
okay.
halfway?
No, I'll do the full distance as my action with her.
Okay. So as you pop through the doorway, you see. Hold on one second. You see. The door open up to the main room. The lock has been picked, and in walks what appears to be an unknown character. Looks like a scout of some sort, but it's too far to tell. So you won't be able to really know much more until your next turn. They do not attack you. They do not. They just sort of eye you, and they see that you have Vanola in tow, and look slightly confused.
Okay.
All right, and that ends your turn.
Wait, where is the scout? Just up at the main door?
Yep.
We'll need you to join me soon, David. That's okay. I mean, your character name, Tyros.
Yeah. So Tyros, I mean, you would have seen as you're sort of walking towards the door, you would have seen this scout sort of make their way across the room, and go from there. All right. Dinjarin.
All right, so if I attack this thing, I'll be at disadvantage, right?
If you attack the thing, you'll be because you guys are in such close combat. Yeah.
Is it in range where if I move, because I guess looking at the way we're situated, if I move, it can't attack me, right? Or can it?
Hey, sorry guys, I got to drop. I just realized I have a call right now.
Okay, no worries. We're almost done with We're gonna finish this round and we'll be done for the day.
I also have to.
Good game. Right, thanks everyone.
Alexandria is just going to continue to swing and miss.
Well, your turn's already over, so we can just finish up Dinjarin's turn and then the Grickle. That's it.
So if I move, will it have an opportunity attack on me? Because the way I'm situated, it looks like I'm not right next to him, or is that just because of?
So it's because I gave you melee range, because it's that sort of like you're close enough. Then it would also, so you're within melee range of it. So that means it would have opportunity. Okay. Yes.
All right. Well, then I will. I'm just gonna try to attack it. Hopefully, I don't hurt anyone.
It's just disadvantage, and then don't fumble. Right? If you fumble, then
and then if I do hit, I'm gonna use my bonus action and use my thunderous smite.
Oh, and wait 1 second. Before you do that, we forgot to do one thing. I just remembered. As part of your fumble, an immediate attack. So the Grukel gets an attack on Tempe, by the way, just so we don't forget that real quick. So it's going to attack with its tentacles, and it does hit, which does piercing, and because it hit, it gets an attack with its beak.
Jeez.
And it hits again. That was a bad fumble. And it does an additional 6 points. So, yeah, it hurts Tempe pretty bad. Okay, so now back to our regularly scheduled program. You are...
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to attack it with my maul again. I'm going to swing kind of in between Rilo and Alexandria, coming down on it. If I hit, I plan to use my Thunderous Smite, which, just so that you know, it deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage to the target, and additionally, the creature is pushed 10 feet away and is knocked prone.
Cool.
But we'll have to do a strength saving throw in order to not get pushed away and knocked prone. Although I will say it does not say what it has to get to save, so that just it doesn't have it in the information.
If in doubt, it's a 10.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So,
all right, let's start this sequence of interesting moments.
Okay, hold on. I gotta scroll back up.
And would you like some badass music to play while you're doing that? How about this?
Sure.
Oh,
I missed.
I need to get my sad trombone sound back.
At least I didn't do a glorious fumble.
Yeah, you did not. You did not fumble. All right, so you missed. That means that all of that other
Rub it in.
all of the other interesting things then no longer matter. Correct?
Yeah.
Because you didn't hit.
Wait, can I use what is it?
You have a bonus action?
I have several things that are bonus actions, but I don't want to use it right now. So.
All right. Next up
is the Grukel.
Is Grukel. So he's his one tentacle just hit Tempe. He's done some damage to Rilo. He's going to go after this time. He's going after Alexandria with his tentacles. That's his most badass weapon. And this time he does miss. Crap. So he misses. And that brings us to this round. I'm gonna roll initiative for everyone, and we'll just stop right there. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Yep.
So I'm gonna roll initiative for everybody, so we'll know where we're at next round. And we'll go to the top of the round. And the next person up is the scout. All right. So there you go. You guys have tougher. It looks like this third Grick was a lot tougher than the other Gricks.
Probably the boss Grick.
Probably the boss Grick. That would make sense. Any other questions or comments before we move on?
Nope.
Awesome.
We're good.
Well, I guess I don't know. All I have to say is until next time on the Smart Force Chronicles. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for hosting. See you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.